The playoffs are underway, and point guards are making a splash with dynamic play and sharp shooting from deep. I'm Madelyn Burke for the Game Day here with Marcus Mosher. And Marcus, who do you think is the best point guard in the NBA right now?
I feel like the obvious answer here is Steph Curry, Maddie, but I'm gonna pick somebody different. I'm going with Dame Lillard. How many big shots and big games has Dame played in? And he always comes through. He can carry the load on offense. He's so clutch. If I need to win a game, I think I just trust Damian Lillard more than just about any other point guard in the NBA.
I mean, I got to highlight, though, the low-hanging fruit here. You mentioned Steph Curry briefly, but you kind of glossed over him, and I think this man deserves his flowers in this conversation. There are only 4 players in the history of the NBA that have won multiple championships, multiple MVPs, and multiple scoring titles. Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, and Steph Curry. That is elite company, and only he and MJ have won scoring titles at age 33 or older, plus the fact that he hit 96 threes in the month of April alone, the most by any player in any single month in NBA history. This man has changed the way we look at the game of basketball, of professional basketball, just his elite skill set.
Sure.
This man's on the court, he's in range. It is incredible to see not only what he's done as an individual, but the way he's elevated this Warriors team that, you know, at the beginning of the season with the injuries they dealt with, not a lot of us gave them a lot of credit.
But at the same time, like Steph is so good, but Dame has his team in the playoffs, and that roster isn't all that much better. It's better than what Golden State has, but this is a Portland team that could do some damage in the Western Conference, and it's all because of Damian Lillard. Again, Steph Curry, phenomenal. Right now, in the playoffs, give me Dame.
Yeah, Dame Lillard is definitely Dame time, and that man has a clutch gene that not a lot of people have in this universe. I don't think 23andMe even knows how to recognize that clutch gene yet. But another guy in the postseason, if we're going to have that caveat, we got to give Chris Paul some credit too. He's got some incredible stats this year, but not just what he's done statistically. The way that he's elevated this Phoenix Suns team that just 2 years ago won 19 games, and now the number 2 overall seed. Chris Paul has really got to be in that MVP conversation. He's not going to win it, but he's going to get some first place votes because of the way that he has brought this Suns team to another level. And it's just been such a blast watching him. And, you know, dealing with that shoulder injury in this series against the Lakers is unfortunate, but he's still powering through.
He's the point guard, and it's really unfortunate that he is dealing with this injury because he was so good this year. He's a culture changer. Wherever he goes, his team wins. It's too bad he can't get it done in the playoffs, Maddie. But I've got another one I want to bring up, and he's very different from the 3 guys that we've already mentioned, and that's Ben Simmons. I know the shooting is not great, and it's a struggle, and sometimes his whole entire offensive game it's a work in progress. Let's say that. But I just really appreciate how good he is on defense, how unselfish he is, how good of a rebounder he is. Very untraditional for a point guard today that he's not shoot first. But I really like everything else about his game.
Yeah, I mean, he could defend 1 through 5. And yeah, if he's not making his shots, he's not Ben Simmons, he's Ben Rimmons, as our producer might accidentally type every once in a while. But Ben Simmons is definitely an elite player. And the way that he kept that Sixers team in the conversation when Joel Embiid was out, largely due to his defense, that's really been his strength. But, you know, the interesting thing, I think, too, is the way that the game has evolved so much. There's not really a clear point guard conversation. You know, we could bring guys like Luka Doncic into this conversation, guys like LeBron James into this conversation, a power point guard or what have you, because of the way the game has evolved. And Luka also deserves some flowers in this conversation as well because of what he and the Mavericks have been able to do.
No Trae Young? I mean, I know you're a diehard Knicks fan, so you're not even going to mention Trae Young?
Ice Trae. No, I mean, the way that he silenced Madison Square Garden, I respect that swag and I respect Trae Young so much. And for as young as he is to have that kind of presence in a playoff game in Madison Square Garden that has not had a playoff game in 8 years in front of New York Knicks fans, congratulations, Trae Young, for just doing you.
Yeah, he's coming, and I think these playoffs are going to be just a fantastic stage for him to show the rest of the world how good he is. Also would mention Ja Morant. Again, the outside shooting, it needs some work, but I love everything about his game. I love that he can perform without the ball in his hands. He's so electric going to the hoop. I think Ja and Trae Young, 2 future stars of the NBA at the point guard position.
Yeah, the kids are all right. The future is strong with the way that this NBA talent farm crop is growing, and there's so many young guys that are just really coming into their own in this postseason. It's a great playoffs, and we are just getting started. We got so much more to come, and we're going to be following it along all the way. So continue to check in at thegameday.com for all the odds and latest.